Here we go. Hi, this is Eli Ogletree of the SnoKing Beekeepers Association, and this is a really short meeting, and then we just can talk until the bees go to bed, which they never do go to bed until they sleep as foragers. So we can stay as long as we want, but to get through the essential part that a lot of people came for, the business part, the informational part, I'll start talking on the agenda. I think I'm trying really hard to put everything on the basic website. So if you don't see it there and you think it should, let me know. I don't think we put up anything new about the Evergreen State Fair yet. So I'll let Walt, do you want to go ahead and report on that kind of? That might be good if we do this in order. Okay?
All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good, because my computer is acting up. For the state fair, we're looking for volunteers to work at it, 4-hour shifts. And again, this year we have a quilt we're going to be giving away. And yeah, we've added to how you can earn it. First off, by paying your dues for the year, you'll get an entry. But for every 4-hour shift you put in at the state fair, you'll get an additional entry for the quilt. Now, the quilt this year is a little bit smaller than last year's. It's still beautiful, and it's handmade. Excuse me. Additionally, we have prizes that we're going to be giving out for kids to try to attract them to the booth and get them involved in beekeeping, which is, it's really important that we get the kids involved now. That's our future beekeepers. So, and if anybody has any ideas for what they'd like to see, the theme this year is, just a second, I'll get that to you again. I just had it a little bit ago and lost it. But if anybody has any ideas of things they'd like to see us do at the fair to attract people. Last year, I can't remember who it was, brought jars of honey and was giving out samples.
Steve Howard.
Right.
Somebody wants to do that and stand there, and that was great.
Yeah, it really did bring a lot of people over. And if anybody else wants to bring some of their honey and give out samples, that's great. You can do that. If you have anything that you've made that is bee related that you'd like to bring and display at the booth, that would be great. We have to draw more interest into beekeeping. Now, this year, we don't have bees. And the reason is because all of my neighbors decided that they wanted nice, beautiful lawns and beautiful flowers. And since January, they've been spraying in pesticides and herbicides. I have yet to see a bee anywhere in our area, except I've seen 2 bumblebees, but I've seen no honeybees. It looks like the bees have been wiped out in our area. I haven't even seen a wasp or a hornet, nothing. So my wife and I decided that we were going to try to find someplace else to do beekeeping. We've asked a lot of our friends and they've indicated they're not interested.
But they have bears.
So, or they have bears and they don't want the hives to bring bears to the area more. So we're sitting back this year. We're not going to have bees. But there are some things that I've been doing working towards beekeeping. But anyway, again, if you have something you'd like to bring to the fair, please bring it. We got to get the conversations going. And also we need people to sign up. Last year, Eli and I put in a lot of time at the fair. I was there almost every day from open to close. And it's nice to get a break periodically so you can go wander around and look at some of the other things at the fair. So please sign up. Again, if you sign up, every 4-hour slot you sign up for, you get an extra drawing at the quilt.
Everybody.
Just a moment.
Those the materials that you need and have them sent to their house.
So I guess that's it right now for the fair, except what the theme is.
It's something about memories and precious memories, little moments, precious memories.
Little moments, big memories.
Okay,
And-
yeah, so it's kind of a vintage thing. What was your first impression of the fair? Sounds a little vague to me. Maybe um, we'll get more information on it later. One thing about the theme year this year is usually every other year they give extra prizes to the booth that has the best reflection of the theme, best expresses the theme in each category, like agricultural display. So you can win a little ribbon. And we won a lot of ribbons for those scarecrows, which was really neat. Thanks to the Dietzels and Becky Glaze, who also did the t-shirts. Actually, she's going to be doing scarecrows again too. And we won 2 awards that. And she'd like to put one out at the booth. Oh, the other thing, Walt, those little demos, like where you sit and talk to the crowd,
Yes.
and a little bit of a tinted, a little bit of shade, not a lot. And you can, if there's something you'd like to talk about, you just want to talk about, this is how I beekeep, or this is an Apame hive. Well, Tony's not close enough, sorry. But we got other Apame people too. I know in the club, somebody would just like to talk about something, could be anything. You can get up and do my dance. Head and shoulder, instead of head and shoulders, knees and toes, it's the head, thorax, abs and wings, abs and wings. Okay. Real easy to learn, real crowd pleaser. Well, if you can get them to stand back up again because they're laughing so hard. But okay, so things like that too, because Walt did a great job on that, but pretty much was the demo person last year. You can wear little antennae and things and Google glasses if you're a drone. We'll think up stuff for you.
I'll even
Service.
lend you my vest.
Yes, the bee, yellow and black bee stripe vest. Yes, we'd be happy to outfit you.
It was really fun doing it. And a lot of what I did was just answer questions about bees. People had questions like, how do you tell the difference between a bee and a wasp or a hornet? Just simple questions for the most part, but things that people really don't understand. And it's nice to have someone there that can answer those questions. So,
yeah, don't think you don't know enough. Seriously, do not think you don't know enough. You are meeting the general public. And one of the reasons we want at least 2 people per shift, 3 is actually not a bad idea on some of the weekend shifts. But one of the reasons for having 2 people is you get to talk to another beekeeper. Maybe meet a beekeeper you never would have met, either at the shift you're doing or the shift right before or the shift after. And it just, or you stop by the other time you come to the fair. Plus, you get to answer questions that make you feel like a beekeeping genius. Seriously.
additionally, for volunteers, if you know high school students, many of them have to put in volunteer hours, and this would meet with their volunteer hours. I had 3 students last year. They had a blast and they learned a lot. I've got a couple more coming back this year. So if you know anybody that needs to put in volunteer hours for any reason, even Scouts, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, National Honor Societies, especially, get them signed up, have them there. They can learn a lot from the rest of us that are there. And they're a great help, especially with kids, because kids seem to relate to them better. And they're more willing to ask them questions than they are us. And even if they don't have the answer, then they can refer them to us. And the kids, the younger ones, seem to accept that a lot better.
And if you are a parent who's there for whole days because you're watching the horses and you have a child who needs those service hours, who is not involved in the horses, actually, it's a great family event, the fair, because you got one kid doing one thing. And I don't know if people know, but like the horses, I think you have to sleep there. You have to keep an eye on those incredibly valuable animals. So people who commit to the fair commit, and maybe there's one other person in the family who would love to help out. And you need those service hours for journeymen. We will log them, right? Right, Walt? Sign-in sheet.
Yes, we have a sign-in sheet. You sign in when you came in, when you leave. We keep track of your hours. So for your journeyman, it works. And again, we really appreciate the help. Like I said, you get a little break from the booth And it's nice having other beekeepers to talk to. And
Just remember to put up the dates because it's right before school starts. It goes from Thursday, about 10 days before Labor Day. And we actually have to set up the 22nd. That's another thing. Anybody's available for that. And we need a new tent. Well, we should talk about that if you've got any ideas. We need something bigger than what we've had. So
Right.
it seems crazy to be talking about this far in advance. But if you're planning your vacation and you aren't going someplace on Labor Day, or you are going someplace on Labor Day, but not the weekend before, because this is a 2-weekend fair, plan us in, schedule us in, okay?
Oh, here's the other thing. You get tickets into the fair and you get parking passes. So if you want to come and spend some time at the fair, volunteer for the booth, come in, spend your 4 hours, or come in, look around the fair a bit, and then return to the booth and spend your 4 hours. But it's a chance for you to come to the fair and take a look at everything that's going around, and it won't cost you anything.
And they are also cutting back on senior days. They used to bring a donation to the canned food drive and you got in free that day. I don't know if they're still going to have for veterans, if they'll have that, but they have been cutting back on those days a lot to make it economical, especially after recovering after the COVID shut down for a while. They've had to kind of come back. So some of those free and reduced days aren't there. Thank you, Walt. Okay,
Thank
and
you.
everybody can get a hold of Walt really easily, real easy. WaltFilson@gmail.com.
Yeah, I had to make it something easy I could remember.
Me
All
too.
right. Thank you.
Thank you. And the Sign Up Genius isn't up yet, but will be soon. Becky is not here, right? I don't think Becky's here to say anything about the t-shirts. She was kind of wanting to know what people thought about the.
I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Okay, good. You want to say anything about the t-shirts? Because they
I
were
have nothing-
so fantastic. Everybody loved them. And the scarecrows.
I don't have them ready yet, but to show. But when I do, I need to get with you and find a way to present them, and people can tell me what they think. But I'll have them ready for everybody who volunteers.
Yeah, you're gonna need to sign up for what? Are we saying 2 shifts to get a t-shirt and do it by a certain date?
It's
We'll
up to you. I'll make however many we need, but think about it, because I'll go any route you want.
Okay, thanks.
I'll just make them. Okay, you're welcome.
That's great. Okay, and of course you can't escape announcements here. And the fair pictures last year's are still on the website, so you can take a look at what we did. Beginner class, the next one in the middle of the summer. I know, sounds crazy, but some people actually have more time during the summer with the longer days. School is out, academics, calendar years kind of okay. So to meet those people's needs, we already have a half dozen sign up. So sign up and James, is James on here? I put James' bio in the newsletter. Okay, he's not on here, but you can reach him at gmail.com. I didn't ask about putting his phone number out, although he's on the road a lot, and I think texting and phone number might be just as easy for him. Journeyman candidate has had bees a long time. Does Lands hives as well as Langstroth, so he's experienced in more than one thing. And I can't remember, like 8 years or something. It's in this bio in the newsletter. Read the newsletter. Journeyman, we're not going to start the next Journeyman course until we finish the fair. So September 11th, the Monday after Labor Day. But we're also going to start a discussion group. And for people who have finished beginner and apprentice and are starting Journeyman. So, and one of the reasons for starting after Labor Day is we'll be starting a new Journeyman class. We need a group where people can come into it. And I love beginners. I love teaching beginner, but I'm really happy that Gina just did it. Gina Cuff did it, the next to the last session. And James is doing it in July, because that frees me up to do other things that we really want to get done, like starting a discussion group for the people who are a little more advanced. In a discussion group in which we don't try to answer beginner questions, We can talk about research. We can talk about the bee vaccine. We can talk about what we're doing. We can talk about how we sell our honey or run a little sideline, or how we decided to change hive styles. Stuff like that that's a little too advanced to be doing on a casual discussion basis. And I appreciate all the beginners who put up with us talking on all different levels at a monthly meeting. But there's also this need for this more advanced discussion group. And people might want to blog it, forum it, make it a Facebook discussion group. I'm going to ask at that meeting. Don't have a time and date yet. Need to get the fair going. We already have a beginners group going. Second Thursday, I didn't put that on here. Second Thursday, contact Gina if you're interested. She had such a wonderful time teaching beginners. She started a group and it's taking off. Just going to try to meet once a month and keep in touch. Just where are you going on this? How's it going? Share your triumphs and your defeats. Hopefully lots of triumphs. And we had a great newsletter article by another member, journeyman candidate Vicky Turret. You get service points. She wrote on propolis and making propolis tinctures. And you get journeyman points for writing articles for your local club. We'd be happy to publish. She let us publish the Cowlitz County ones. Again, she belongs to both associations. So, and WASBA too, if you have something that they might be interested in, you get credit for that. So, hey, great opportunities out there. Now we're going to get into talking about queen rearing, and I didn't put the links. I think I may have put them in some of the queen raising project scheduling and such. Kirsten Trainer and Canyon Rim Bees both did queen rearing. I think Kirsten did one that was really good, just one session, like an hour, and she includes how to graft with the grafting tools, which is what's on the schedule for this Saturday, in case you don't want to miss the Saturday. And because we've already set up the cell builders, so we graft this Saturday and put the cells in. And we're doing this very hands-on. So if you don't totally understand all the academics behind it, we just decided we're doing it hands-on. But Kirsten Trainer did like in 1 hour. Canyon Rim did like a 4-part, and the part on actually using the grafting tools is like 15 minutes. Easy to watch. And I have the links if you need them, if I didn't put them in the queen rearing materials. So the multi-hive side, that's what we're doing. The Granite Falls, Ron, are you here? And I think Ron is going to commit to, he wants to graft. I know he wants to. Are you here? Maybe not. Okay, if he comes later, let's ask him. I know he wants to start the queen rearing project out there. I don't know if he wants to do it in this much detail. I want people to understand how you do the cell builder, how you know you have enough bees and stores, and you do a good cell builder, strong, robust little colony, that make it deliberately queenless, put those little queen eggs in the little queen cups in, and get the bees to do what they do naturally. And then you'll have a whole bunch of queens, and then we have to put them into mating nuclei, little individual places that they can fly out from, their own entrance, fly out, hopefully make it back, get back, and show us that they can lay fertile eggs in a nice pattern. And that whole thing takes about 6 or 7 weeks to know. So that the project is ongoing. That means if you haven't been involved up to now, but you want to be involved, go ahead and come on by. It's a good idea if you look at the materials first. And I put them, I wonder if I can quickly get there. Yes, I put them on the website. I put them on the home page. So on the home page, you go to the home page. Is this sharing properly? Hopefully, is everyone seeing the web page? No, it didn't change this. Oh, wait a minute. I think I have to stop the other share, and then I have to do this share. Okay, now do you see a home page? I hope so. It says you're seeing a home page. Okay, good. Thank you, Jen. Because I never know. Okay, let me move the gallery over. On this, there's a queen rearing project 2023 here. click that. That should take you to the documents that I've been sending out to people. And you can click on each document. Hopefully that makes sense. That there's the whole, let's see, this one is the, I think it will let me open it. Okay. Is that showing? I hope it's showing. Let me see if it says what I'm showing. Yeah. Yes. Nope. It's not showing the document. I would have to stop share. But okay. I didn't do a PowerPoint, which I usually do. So now I tell it to share and I tell it to jump pages. Okay. Now that should be showing the, yes. Okay. Now that's showing the, okay, let me do that. Oh, the recording of the meeting that we did on May 10th is at the top, the link for that. And then how to sign up, why it's going to take 8 weekly sessions. And we are on 520. Yeah. So 5:30 was week 1, W1 down here. And it says that we set up the cell builder. We did a medium depth box and we did a deep depth box on, okay, Heidi, which day did you come out? Yesterday? Or was it Tuesday? Tuesday, I think. And we checked for the removing supersedure cells, but we need to do that again when we come. And then we're going to actually do the grafting and put the queen cells in and then see each week we know what we're doing according to this. So if you want to know where we are, go to this. Let me go back one more time to the website. Go to this website and you can get each what explains exactly what we're doing. And the short version of the timeline, I think, is this one, the malt beehive side grafting timeline. There's also the non-grafting queen rearing methods, which I really like. And I have to sort of show you because it doesn't really make sense. But instead of a walk away split or a divide the hive horizontally, you could divide the hive with a queen excluder or a double screen board or what's called a cloak board. So I put in that last document on the second page shows those, and I'll show them at the hive side, but they don't make sense until you do them. Once you do them, you go, oh my goodness, this is easy. So if you decide grafting is not for you, there is an alternative. Okay, I am going to real fast go back to the agenda and see if I'm missing anything. Okay. If Gina's here and wants to make any comments, that'd be great. I don't know. I can't see the way I did this. I cannot see the entire group. So Gina, interrupt me if you are here and want to say anything, but I think she's super busy. And Ron, if you showed up, interrupt me because I don't know when you want to start doing grafting up north at Granite Falls. The Sultan hive sides, I know we're going to have to take some of the mating nukes and put them out there, just a space issue. And it's also a good backup to have 2 locations. Who knows? The next door neighbor decides to spray pesticides. It's a good idea just to have backup. Oh, this whole queen rearing project. I don't know if I ever said it. We want to produce queens, right? We're going to share the queens. And it shouldn't be any problem for everybody to go home with 1 queen on a frame of her brood. And then after that, we'll figure out who worked the most hours, maybe, okay? But since I think we can do an easy couple dozen queens, even with the resources we have, and then I think that's going to be easy. Also, we'll deliberately graft more queen cells. So if people want to take home the excess queen cells, well, and you want to like put them in your shirt pocket, there's a hair curler cage protector that we can kind of get them in, and you can take one home. That's easy. Right, once a week. Oh, the other thing is, with what we're doing and with all the writing it out, if there are some of you who just are project management organizer type people, take a good look at it, please. I would love feedback on how does this look as a plan that we could put out to